Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So it's a very Venusian driven day today, like from numerology. At the time when I'm recording this video, it's 15th. Along with that, the transiting moon is also in the Taurus. So I thought we can have our discussion hovering around the Venus. So in this video, we will try to understand that if Venus represents happiness, if Venus represents your relationship, camaraderie, so how does happiness connects with different ascendants? Definitely guys, happiness is a very subjective term. What could be a matter of happiness or fulfillment for me could be entirely different as per your priorities, as per your preferences. But definitely on the basis of the houses which each planet rules in our chart, basis our lagna, we can definitely get a fair idea that in which specific line happiness is granted to us. Like which specific area of our life is somehow marked as the potential source of happiness. Like the way guys, a lot many times people ask me this question that why I always say this thing that Libra is my favorite sign. So definitely on a platonic level as well, law of attraction always works. So I'm a Aries lagna, right opposite to me falls the Libra lagna, and definitely in my life's journey, because when your ascendant lord is in the 8th house, your life is never going to be smooth. But somehow specifically people like who have actually served very important rejuvenating, healing, supporting purpose in my life, those people tend to have many of my friends have had moon in their first house, and specifically Taurus moon or Libra moon. So like definitely they are the peacemakers, they bring happiness, harmony, and they bring solution to any problem. So now guys, coming back to the topic in which we will be having our discussion. So like the way we all know this thing that Venus has got a rulership over the Taurus sign and the Libra sign. So and Venus also has got a rulership over 3 nakshatras, Bharni, Purva Falguni and the Purvashada. But definitely guys, basis the house and the sign a planet impacts us the most. So in this video we will try to understand that all the attributes of the Venus which I have just explained it to you. So basis your rising sign, basis your lagna, in which specific area of life happiness is going to be attached to you. Now guys, over here for this specific discussion, I would say that try not to study it or look at it from your moon sign, because that will not serve any purpose. Because definitely moon tells about, or studying a chart from the moon sign tells about your impressions, your psychological way of looking at things, the way you comprehend, understand the world on an emotional plane, on a mental plane. But when we talk about those relationships which are granted to us in our actual life, physical entities, attributes, people, relationship, over there studying the chart from the ascendant becomes very important. So okay guys, let's start our discussion. Now definitely starting first with the first zodiac sign or the Aries rising sign. So if you have got an Aries ascendant, then in your case Venus has got a rulership over your 2nd house and the 7th house. So definitely guys, this somehow makes Venus a killer or a marka planet for the Aries lagna natives. Now what does it tell about? Now for lot many people who have just started up on astrology, a lot many times they ask me that okay, why you say that Venus or Mars is killer planet for those specific lagna? So explanation is very simple. In our chart, like first house has to be studied for your ayu, for your age longevity. 8th house has to be seen for your age and longevity, and 8th from the 8th becomes the 3rd house for your age and longevity. Now what gives you death is the loss of the ayu or the age. So from the 1st house it's the 12th house, from the 3rd house is the 2nd house, from the 8th house the 12th is the 7th house. So that is the only reason, because Venus has got a rulership over your 2nd house and the 7th house, Venus becomes a killer planet for you guys. Now that does not mean that Venus is going to kill all of your happiness, but over here as well guys, the deep intricate learning for you guys is that for the Martian people, focus becomes very important. Overindulgence in anything, because it's the Venus only which is responsible for hedonism overindulgences. So for the Aries Lagna natives, definitely overindulgence can actually kill them. Now guys, when we talk about the attributes of the happiness, so definitely guys, a lot many times I've seen in the lives of the Aries Lagna natives that they will definitely crave for the happiness on the account of their good camaraderie with their family and specifically with their spouse. So like in lot many cases where I have come across Aries Lagna natives to be in those matrimonial bonds where their partner is not getting along well with their traditional values, with their ethics, with their morals, or let's say for example in a typical traditional family, you got married and your partner is not able to adjust or adapt with your family values or with your immediate family circle. So that tend to remain a major area of concern for Aries Lagna natives. And definitely guys, something to do with like your prized possession, because second house also tells about your possession. Seventh house also tells about your public image as well in a way. So that also tells about that somehow for the Aries Lagna natives, how much they are holding up, they are possessing. Like I would say this thing that the possession of the fine things, this could be fine jewelry, this could be fine any of those family asset which are very seen as very wealthy and valuable, could be strongly connected with their prestige as well. Now Aries Lagna native will definitely make it a matter of their prestige and their honor and integrity. So that is how you can see that how happiness or the wires of the happiness could be connected in the life of a Aries Lagna natives. Now guys, when we talk about for the Taurus Lagna natives, so definitely guys, in your case Venus becomes your ascendant lord. So happiness is something which is not very far away from you. Now second thing is that in your case, because Venus has got a rulership over your first house and your sixth house, so that also tells about that. First of all, I've seen lot many Taurus Lagna natives who are very obsessed about the routine, discipline and the cleanliness. Like cleanliness is something which becomes a matter of utmost importance for the Taurus Lagna natives. Along with that guys, definitely in their life, because your ascendant lord is going to be a part of it, so that in itself tells about that in any line of work, how skilled you could be, and somehow like ascension to the power and have some sort of authority being bestowed upon you. All of that becomes very important for the Taurus Lagna natives. Like in the case of the Taurus Lagna native, it will become very important for them to remain like in mediocrity, or not being able to rise and shine, or being always bullied upon. So those are the things which might not get along very well with the Taurus Lagna natives. And also guys, like over here as well, I have seen lot many Taurus Lagna natives in their case like strong attachment and affection with their pets, with their maternal ties. And like these are among those people, because see, when we talk about the Taurus Lagna native, it is a earth sign, it is a fixed sign as well. Like in their case, it becomes very important for them to possess and retain and maintain their relationship. So in their case, like you will come across lot many people who have this capacity to stay in one job for a longer span of time. Like when I say job, it does not mean on a one profile, I mean to say in one brand, in one specific sector, to stick to that sector, to stick with that organization for a longer major span of time. And how they get treated by their co-workers, by their colleagues, all of that will definitely be strongly attached, or their happiness might be connected with all these areas as well. Now guys, when we talk about the Gemini Lagna natives, definitely guys, in your case Venus has got a rulership over your like 12th house, and it has got a rulership over your 5th house. So now guys, in the case of the Gemini Lagna natives, first of all, their happiness is definitely strongly attached, connected with their children a lot. Like I would say this thing that because Venus along with the 5th house, it has got a rulership over the 12th house as well. Like I keep on coming across charts of those people, like initially they were the ones who were very willing and inclined towards sending their children to foreign land. Now when they have their children being settled down in a foreign land, now they feel so lonely, homesickness, isolation, thoughts of being deprived of family camaraderie, support and togetherness with their children and all. So I would say this thing that whatsoever happens, on the account of their relationship with their children somehow affects them the most. Like I would say this thing, that if they, like overall yoga and the placement of Venus will definitely tell about that, answer that. So if Venus is well placed and all other attributes in the chart are supporting a very obedient progeny, then definitely that is going to be the utmost source of happiness, contentment for them. But let's say for example, if they got a very disobedient, a very ungrateful kind of progeny who is not taking care of them in an efficient, proper way, so that somehow hurts them, offends them the most. Along with that, guys, like the way we always say this thing, that specifically in the artistic creative field and those fields where the chances of success tend to remain very whimsical, very unpredictable. Like definitely when we talk about film business, acting and all, trust me guys, I have also done a course in Vancouver. I have been to so many auditions, but I never took things to my heart. I always knew this thing, that I need to put my best, and whatsoever is gonna be the outcome, I need to accept it. So but over here, like in these kind of sectors where you have put all of your eggs in one basket, and you are so inclined towards making your career in one specific field where there is too much of the competition and the success rate is very low. So for the Gemini Lagna native to accept failure on the account of their artistic creative endeavors becomes very difficult. Like, you know, when we say this thing, that a very rejected, dejected artist who went into a self-harming kind of spree, that could be a possibility, that a Gemini Lagna with a not well placed Venus in the chart. And also guys, in the case of the like Gemini Lagna natives, the way the kind of experiences they have in the matters of the relationship, that also defines their I would say this thing, that their happiness to a greater extent. Like in lot many cases when we come across, like, you know, just because you found the right person at the right time of your life, that support of your girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse or partner played a very significant role in bringing you out of any of those problems or giving you the path or the life purpose. And there are like those cases where in the adolescent age or the grad days, people get rejected by their lover, or they felt betrayed and they did something very harmful to themselves. So this is how you can see the wires of the happiness which might be connected for the Gemini Lagna natives. But guys, out of all these things, the best thing is that if the same Gemini Lagna person with a well placed Venus devote and surrender himself or herself in the path of the self discovery, or I would say that religious austerities, spirituality, asceticism, they can actually attain the heights, because fifth house of the mantra of the yogic practices and the 12th house of enlightenment is being ruled by the Venus in itself. And again guys, when we talk about even the planet and its innate nature to give you and give you the nirvana, so it's not like Saturn, which is going to make you go through Hatha Yoga or misery, difficulties, deprivement, or Mars, again, extreme difficulties. Venus is a planet of love. So how can you completely absolve yourself in your devotion and love for your Ishta Devata? That is the kind of potential which Venus carries for the Gemini Lagna. Now guys, when we talk about the Cancer Lagna natives, definitely guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your 11th house, which is the house of your wish fulfillment, and it has also got a rulership over your 4th house as well. So definitely guys, for the Cancer Lagna natives, their emotional nourishment becomes very important. For a Cancer Lagna natives, when we talk about the wires of the happiness, so how they are being treated in their family life, in their domestic life, and in lot many cases their upbringing in our formative years, the kind of relationship which they have with their mother, the way they are being treated by their friends. Like let's say for example, if you are a Cancer Lagna person, you are going through some difficult times, and irrespective of being a part of a large group or having a very wide circle of friends, but your friends were not there at a time when they could have lended a helping hand, or they could have just heard your problems or sorrows or misery. So those are the things which affect hurt any Cancer Lagna the most. So if I were to summarize for a Cancer Lagna person, a peaceful domestic life, good nourishment from their mother, and very kind, empathetic friends is the true nectar of happiness for them. Now guys, when we talk about the Leo Lagna natives, definitely guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your 10th house, and it has got a rulership over your 3rd house as well. So now guys, definitely looking at these alignments only, we get to know that for a Leo Lagna native, in any case, they are the king. So for them, their career ascension becomes very important. And let's say for example, God forbid, if a Leo Lagna person is going to be a performing artist as well, is going to be a someone who is a skilled professional, so then definitely how they are being perceived for their expertise, how they are being rewarded for their skill, for their expertise, all of that becomes very important. And along with that guys, for the Leo Lagna person, how they are being supported in their career path by their friends, by their siblings becomes very important. Like let's say for example, if a Leo Lagna person lost major opportunity in the life because of the betrayal or last minute withdrawal of the support by any close friend, that is going to hurt them the most. And let's say for example, if you have forwarded a helping hand to a Leo Lagna person in his struggling days of his career, so he will always remember the help which has been bestowed to him when he needed it the most. So yes guys, when we talk about the attributes of the happiness which can be attached with the Leo Lagna person, so in their case, definitely their relationship with their friends and the kind of support which they are receiving from their this could be their siblings, their friends, their co-workers, in order to do something, build something, do something great in their life, in their career, all of that is going to be very strongly connected with their definition of happiness. Now guys, when we talk about the Virgo Lagna natives, definitely guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your 2nd house, and Venus also has got a rulership over your 9th house as well. So now guys, definitely in your case, you have to understand this thing, that Venus has got a rulership over the 2nd house of your family, of your wealth, and the 9th house of your father. So father plays a very significant, important role in the shaping up the definition of happiness for a Virgo Lagna person. In this way, that teachers, mentors, guides, they play a very important role, that what exactly in the throughout the life you are going to value the most, you are going to possess the most. So that is how you can see. And along with that guys, nothing would be better than that. Like if you will find that for a Virgo Lagna person, if Venus is going to be very well placed in the chart, so that will tell about that definitely their utmost important source of happiness is going to be that being very well guided at the right stages, conflicting stages of their life, and over where guides, mentors, father definitely would have played a very important role. And definitely guys, because 2nd house also tells about your wealth, your finances as well. So a lot many times it has also been seen that Virgo Lagna native tend to remain very happy in following the footprints of their family, or what their father used to do, or what comes naturally in their family tradition, or whatsoever runs in the family as a skill, as a expertise. They end up staying happiest in following the same footprint. Now guys, when we talk about the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your ascendant, your 1st house, and the 8th house. So guys, try to understand this thing, that in a way, it's the Venus only which is going to give you happiness only when you will be very much ready and willing to accept any major transformation in your life. Again guys, if I were to summarize all the attributes of 8th house in just one word, I would say that as the transformation. Like the way, see, if I were to share my own experience as well, like 6 months back, I was happily living in Vancouver with no plan of moving to India. Now I'm living in India with the way I've got enrolled to different school courses, membership, local license, everything. Sometimes I even feel that, did I ever went anywhere else? Or was Canada just a dream? So this is how it completely transformed your life, that you do not even realize that there was any other chapter, something else which was happening before or after in your life. So I would say this thing, that the real definition of happiness in the case of the Libra Lagna native could be that accepting and always willing to transform, to change and to experiment in the life. Second thing is that definitely guys, because they like certain combination which also tells about the deeper intimate bond as well. Like definitely when we talk about the actual house of sensuality, that is the 12th house, but also when we talk about the 8th house, it has got very strong, deeper, intense, unspoken emotions attached over there as well. So sometimes for the Libra Lagna natives, it becomes very important to first of all to kind of devote or dedicate their life towards some cause, towards some sort of exploration, research or self-discovery. And along with that, I would say this thing that like forming deeper bond with someone becomes very important. Like the way we say this thing, like the way after a while, even in the nature, there are like certain animals who even change their skin. So the same way for the Libra Lagna natives, getting rid of anything which is kind of very burdening them or troubling them, and all those negative toxic emotions, getting rid of them and having those people in your life with whom you can actually discuss all those deeper, intense, psychological, emotional ordeal which is going within your mind. All of that becomes very important. And again guys, for the Libra Lagna natives, my recommendation for these guys is that definitely if I say Libra as my favorite Lagna, there are like certain reasons attached to it. So I would say this thing that exploration and always on this quest for finding unknown, experimenting with something very new, and somehow surrounding themselves with happy people, luxury, good fragrances, all of that becomes very important. But again guys, I give Libra Lagna native 10 out of 10, specifically in the department of like where you have this capacity to be happy without any dependence on any external circumstances, people or situation. Now guys, when we talk about the Scorpio rising natives, so guys, in your case, Venus, the planet of happiness, has got a rulership over your 7th house and the 12th house. So guys, if the whole world says this thing that the Scorpions are more prone towards secretive, clandestine activities, addiction prone and all, there is a reason for that. But over here, we are trying to understand what actually gives them happiness, contentment, fulfillment. So guys, I would say this thing that all those things which are very secretive, hidden, forbidden, those are the things which might give them a lot of the rush and the kick. So let's say for example, if you have teenage children, so the more you will create a hype around that, okay, drinking alcohol is very bad, it is evil, or watching pornography is very evil, it's very wrong and all, the children are going to be more curious, inquisitive towards all those things. Educational and very informative, like understanding of what is wrong, what is right needs to be served to them. So because whatsoever you will make as very taboo, forbidden, hidden, that will generate their interest and curiosity more. So the point which I'm saying over here is that because 7th house is the house of your relationship, 12th house is the house of definitely passion, intimacy, sex and all. So one thing is for sure that for these Scorpions, being in a relationship where not only their emotions are falling compatible, but also physical intimacy is also there, becomes very important. Now guys, over here I'm not advocating illegitimate relationship and all, because you have to understand, if 12th house is the house of your physical relations, 7th house is also the house of a committed relationship as well. So physical intimacy, compatibility becomes very important for the Scorpions. Second thing is that definitely guys, because 7th house also tells about your interaction with the world, with the public, and because 12th house is very hidden, and 12th house is also the foreign land as well. So lot many times it has been seen for the Scorpio rising natives, like always being challenged with different circumstances, with different kind of dealing with different people, working, operating in different terrain, different situations, circumstances becomes very important, because not only it gives them that degree and sense of adrenaline rush, that sort of thrust and that sort of push, but also because here we are talking about the degree and sense of happiness. So again guys, the definition of happiness is very subjective. So for the Scorpions, plotting something, researching something, exploring something gives them very deeper sense of happiness, like getting obsessed about something. Again guys, when we talk about the Scorpio sign, so Scorpio is a fixed water sign. So a lot many times, like when we talk about air signs, so they get that sort of fulfillment through talking. Same way with the water signs, they get through feeling. And when it comes down to Scorpio, emotions and feelings get very obsessed, they get very deep. So I would say this thing, that a very strong level of intimacy within their committed relationship, and in their line of work, operating, dealing with different people, circumstances, challenges becomes very important for them. This is how their happiness could be connected in their life. And guys, a lot many times it has been seen that God forbid, Scorpions find it very hard to accept a rejection or betrayal in the matters of relationship. Like these are among those people, they will even resort very quickly to court cases or plotting something, getting obsessed, starting to stalk someone, their ex and all of that possibility tend to remain. Now guys, when we talk about the Sagittarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your like 6th house, and it has got a rulership over your 11th house. So again guys, the good part over here is that because when we talk about the definition of happiness, guys, over here we are not concerned about whether Venus is a good planet for you or not. Here we are just talking about the intangible aspect or the innate qualities of a planet. For Venus, it has everything to do with the happiness, with the love, with the harmony. So with the rulership over the 6th house and the 11th house, that in itself tells about that being appreciated for whatsoever they are doing in their line of work becomes very important. So like when you are going through any of the tumultuous times in the life, how your friends are proving out to help you, to safeguard you, or are your friends around you when you're going through some difficult times, all of that becomes very important. Along with that guys, I would say this thing, that because the 6th house also tells about your hardship, 6th house also tells about your struggle and all. So I would say this thing, that for the Sagittarius Lagna natives, being disciplined becomes very important. And along with that, like whatsoever they have struggled or whatsoever they have achieved after hardship, how much recognition they are getting for it, all of that becomes very important. And along with that guys, beyond any doubt, pets tend to remain very fulfilling, very emotional, rejuvenating, like stress buster for the Sagittarius Lagna natives. And along with that, somehow support of their maternal ties and relatives and all, a maternal relation actually plays a very pivotal important role, whether you talk about success, recognition or happiness in a nutshell. Now guys, when we talk about the Capricorn Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, definitely over here we are not talking about whether Venus is a Yogaraka favorable planet or Venus is not a favorable planet for you. Basis the house rulership, like in which specific area of life happiness will be served to you by this planet of beauty, love and harmony. So Venus in your case has got a rulership over the 10th house. Along with that, it has got a rulership over your 5th house. So guys, like it's the Capricorn Lagna natives only who not only remain very career driven, very position authority driven in their own life, but these are among those people as well who set the same level of expectation from their children as well. And God forbid, if due to some adverse circumstances they were not being able to find success, whatsoever they have struggled with, they will pile up all of their expectation, all of their failures on the back, on the shoulder of their kids, of their children. So in a nutshell, the success of the children becomes very important for the Capricorn Lagna natives. Like it hardly matters, because here we are talking about a Lagna being ruled by the planet Saturn. So they have this capacity to live like even healthy, and even if they have like certain combinations, even if it will make you live a lonely life in your old age, they can still live with that, but they cannot live with a family where their kids have not done something good in their life. So all of that becomes very important. Along with that guys, like let's say for example, whatsoever field you have done your major investment in terms of your education, in terms of your academics, how much platform you got for that, how much recognition you got for that. Or let's say for example, in your case, you are an artist, you are a creative person, and irrespective of being very talented, how much recognition, how much opportunities you got for that. So this is how the deeper intricate wires of happiness might be connected with the in the life of the Capricorn Lagna natives. But guys, the good part is that they actually get that kind of rush and thrill in speculating, gambling, risking a lot. And whenever they win, they are among those who celebrate their wins, their success with their friends, with their family and all. So yes guys, this is how. And beyond doubt, I have already covered this thing, that somehow the chances which they take in their life, specifically pertaining to their career, all those speculative decision and the success of their children somehow is deeply connected with their definition of happiness. Now guys, when we talk about the Aquarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case as well, Venus has got a rulership over your like 4th house, and it has got a rulership over your 9th house. So guys, what does it tell about? So guys, in the case of the Aquarius Lagna natives, I would say this thing that like see, they have this capacity, because in their case it's individually Venus only which actually plays a very important role. Like, because see, if you will pay attention to the house rulership, both the houses of mother and father are being ruled by one planet. So it's just the one planet's placement in your chart becoming a Yogaraka. Not only it will give you success, but it will give you worldly blessing, like the blessing, the solar and the lunar blessing. Both the mother's and the father's blessing are somehow attached with just the placement of a single planet, which is Venus in your case. So in a way, that makes a Venus extremely important for you. Second thing is that definitely guys, I would say this thing that the harmony in their domestic life somehow becomes very important. The way we say this thing that the Aquarian could be a genius, could be a scientific person, but moreover, like the actual definition of happiness is connected with the way things are happening in their domestic life, in their family front. And somehow guys, I would say this thing that their relationship with their guides, with their mentors, with their teachers also becomes very important. Like, these are among those people, like when we say that, specifically in India, where we have this Guru Shishya Parampara, where people get so much, they completely subjugate all of their senses, all of their ego, and they completely surrender themselves to the divine holy feet of their teacher, of their guru. So that sort of like kind of a surrender, and this is how the definition of happiness is somehow connected in their life. And along with that guys, I would say this thing that travels becomes very important for the Aquarians. Like, the more they travel, and in the case of the Aquarians, I would say this thing that more than just the like either or like just traveling to places which are scenic and they are very beautiful, and they're like those travels where you are gaining a lot of knowledge on the history of that place, on the architectural beauty and the overall history connected with that place. So that is how, because not only they will feel rejuvenated, they feel happy, they feel relaxed, but they gain a lot of knowledge as well through all these travels. So this is how you can understand or connect happiness with the Aquarians. Now guys, when we talk about the Pisces Lagna natives, so definitely guys, in your case, Venus has got a rulership over your 3rd house and the 8th house. So let's understand the attributes of both of these two houses individually. So if 3rd house tells about your siblings, your friends, your skills, your prowess, your initiative, so that is where your happiness could be connected. So that in itself means that if you have got very supportive, compatible friends, this could be a very matter of emotional happiness for you. If you get a good chance or success or limelight for the skills which you possess, this could be a matter of utter happiness for you. Along with that guys, if you have to connect it with the 8th house, so somehow 8th house also tells about the birth of something which is very hidden, which the world has not seen before. So let's say for example, if whatsoever skill you possess, you end up becoming a pioneer of something, you did something which the world has not seen before, or you did very deeper research into something and you added an X factor to your services, to your offering. So that could be somehow connected with their sense of happiness and emotional fulfillment as well. And along with that, guys, because 8th house also tells about all those like esoteric practices as well. Somehow astrology, occult, all these things are somehow connected with the 8th house as well. So in a lot many cases, it has been seen for the Pisces Lagna natives that somehow the support of the rituals, support of the omens somehow support or favor them the most, because we cannot even overlook this fact that your rising sign in itself is the original Kal Purush Kundli's 12th house energy, which has to do everything with secretive aspect of the nature. I always say this thing, 8th house is something which we pursue, 12th house is which is hidden, where nature establish a communication on its own with us. So that is the only reason, guys, I would say this thing, that for the Pisces Lagna natives, being engaged in research and being in the company of those friends and people or siblings who are helping them transform, do something, build something, innovate their life, innovate their services, their offering, somehow is strongly, deeply connected with the matters or attributes of their happiness. So yes, guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.